Everybody, thanks for joining us and happy Thursday. And yeah, just this is super exciting time to think about what's happening in the AI industry. We have our partners here today with us. We have the Pronix in Kishore from Pronix, CEO of Pronix. We have Synthflow. We have Sason, which is CTO for Synthflow, and then we have Very from Cubos. So we are going to show you some interesting AI agents demos in a little bit, and just do a quick intro into who is Nebulai, and the kind of like a little bit on information on what are we doing with AI agents and what are the trends happening today in the industry. And there's actually a lot of updates that just recently happened this week. So very exciting time when it comes to AI and what's happening in the industry. So a little background on me. I'm Renato Garro. I'm a co-founder of Nebulai. I've been working in big tech for over 15 years for companies such as Google and Microsoft. And my background is in cloud computing, blockchain, and AI. I helped to launch the Azure OpenAI service for Microsoft in over 33 countries, and I've been very active when it comes to I'm based out of Miami, so the local Miami startup ecosystem, and then beyond that, I'm a speaker at some events. So yeah, super excited to be with you guys, and thanks for making the time again. So Nebulai, a little background. Nebulai is a technology for good company. We have a very experienced team coming from big tech and consulting backgrounds. And our company basically focuses on providing a unified emerging technologies marketplace where we have best-in-class emerging technology solution providers on the marketplace to be able to integrate the latest technologies with the customers we work with, including the partners that I just mentioned that are with us today. And basically, we bring that expertise as well as the ability to integrate the expertise with your organization. So if you have any projects related to any of the emerging technologies you see on the screen, we can definitely assist on creating those solutions. And then we have a network of talent that can be provided to you on demand, whether on a model that is scalable for your business, like to be able to maybe complement some of the work that your team is doing today. So the agenda for today, a little opening on my end on the impact of AI agents in business. Then we'll jump straight into the use cases and demos, and then we'll have a panel discussion with Tom will be leading the panel discussion from Nebulai, and we'll have CEO from Pronix, Kishore, and Synthflow, Sason, CTO from Synthflow. Sason will be joining us, and yeah, I'll be part of that panel too. So that's a little bit on what we have for you today. So now getting into the content on AI agents, and I think a lot of people are talking about AI agents in the industry, and for I think a lot of the things that we see, for example, on the news or on your feeds on social media, there's a little bit of I think confusion into what is an AI agent. And to be honest, there is different definitions for AI agents when you look at definitions from the big tech companies and definitions that may be out there. But I think the one that summarizes what it is basically a software that can autonomously execute on a given goal and or task. And that basically can use information that can be accessed by the agent, like information, let's say, from your organization. It could be a database, it could be files, it could be images and so on, or video files and audio files and things like that. And then execute on that task to be able to achieve an outcome, right? And then not necessarily it will need human interaction. In some cases, the AI agent will have kind of like some feedback from a human, but not necessarily. So the goal of an AI agent is to basically automate a business process in a way that is autonomous and self-executable. So that's at a high level, right? An AI agent, and we're gonna have here basically what kind of like what constitutes an AI agent, and now we talk about multi-agentic systems. So basically, having multiple agents that can work together to accomplish something. In that model, for example, you can have like, let's say, let's use an example, right? For like, let's say we were to create agentic marketing team. Like, so you have, let's say maybe a one agent that's a manager agent that is like acting as the CMO, like the chief marketing officer. And then you would have maybe a copyright agent. You would have a, like a content agent that will generate, let's say, images for, post on social media or for email campaigns. You may have an email agent that can send email newsletters to customers. You can have another agent that can, for example, maybe do some things related to events and things like that. And then the manager agent can work with all of the agents to break down the task to achieve an outcome. So let's suppose you wanted to launch a marketing campaign. The manager agent are about, let's say, I don't know, sneakers or something. Then the manager agent will say, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to create a marketing campaign about sneakers. And then I need to first create, okay, what is the marketing strategy, the value proposition, the offering value statements, and then, start creating content and so on. So that will be distributed among all the agents that are part of that system to be able to achieve an outcome. And then ideally there's a mechanism by which, for example, like let's say the human marketing team can look at the marketing campaign generated by the marketing AI agents to be able to provide feedback on that. And actually, this is something that is not theoretical. It's, for example, Google created a platform called Generative Marketing, and it's open source, so you can actually look into that. And it does basically what I was saying, like creating marketing campaigns, creating copy, images, for email campaigns, and then it can integrate into your systems too. So that's just to give an example of things that are real today, not theoretical, that could be implemented. And on our side, happy to work with you guys on how we can help you if you are interested in something like that. And then there's something interesting too, because like, for example, OpenAI released not too long ago, like what they call the AI levels of intelligence. So going from level 1 to level 5. So level 1 AI chatbots, like what a lot of people have on their website, like a little chatbot that will say just hello, what do you need help, and then it will just give you like options, right? It's basically a very logical type of chatbot, just give you some options and then answer based on those options. But it's very limited, because if you go outside of the options, then it kind of breaks down. Or it will try to do like a warm transfer into like let's say a live agent, right? So let's say that was more like based on like a logical flow. Now on level 2, when you have let's say an AI reasoner, then it can actually solve problems comparables to like humans, because at the end it has in the back end, for example, now like a large language model that can be able to reason and understand what the semantics of your questions and how to go about the answers, right, in multiple steps. And then level 3, like what we mentioned, AI agents that are autonomous AI that can execute a task to be able to use information that may be available to the agent to accomplish some sort of goal, whether as a single agent or multi-agentic systems, like I was explaining. And level 4, the innovating AI, for example, like AI agents that think about maybe can create new innovations, like, I don't know, cure for cancer, or maybe a new way of distributing airflow for a airplane engine or something like that. Like things that are novel that, let's say, humans not necessarily would have been able to do, because like us as humans, let's say, we have limited resources when it comes to our compute power and how much information we can process at any given time. The AI agent, is another level of sophistication, because then it can have access to vast amounts of information. So, and then you have at level 5 AI organizations. So think about now not only an agent that can perform as a marketing department or a set of agents, but then a whole company that can become basically a whole company that can operate fully autonomously as just an AI agent company. So that's kind of like the levels of intelligence. Today we're at level 3, like when it comes to the industry, let's say, and then I think Sam Altman was just saying actually today on like a New York Times um, interview that in the next 1,000 days they expect to have like, for example, what they call artificial general intelligence, and this is not only OpenAI, but for example, like all the bigger players too, like Google and Anthropic and others probably will reach that level probably within the same more or less range. Google just released today Genie 2, which is AI model to create virtual worlds that like the Matrix basically. Like you can play on a virtual world that you can generate, and it generates the whole world including the physics behind it. So it's very cool stuff that's happening on AI agents today. And then if you guys saw from Anthropic, Claude 3.5 released computer use, basically an LLM that can interact with the UI on a computer to be able to execute advancements. So autonomously in task execution, understanding language and integration into NLP, multilingual capabilities, and multiple by default ability to handle that, and then integration into multiple tools like in enterprise systems, and then the advancements on safety and ethical AI. There's a framework on Safe AI framework that is out there. If you look it up, there's guidelines on ethical and safety. Then we have retail mart, for example, like just giving a particular example, like think about a company that can start using agents to manage multiple stores. And then level one, they can create a chatbot, then a reasoner to be able to introduce AI into competitor pricing. And then at level three, having an agent that can automatically reorder items. And then having AI innovator, for example, to create new campaigns, and then automate the way it handles operations. So that could be an example. So in summary, we can, with agents, automate repetitive tasks, 24/7 operations, reduce the errors and scalability, and faster decision making. So that's basically this quick summary on that. We have a framework to utilize agents and integrate agents into multiple systems and automate business processes. So for anybody interested, we can work with you. And that's basically what we're going to show today with our partners, that we can leverage multiple technologies. So with that, let me pass it on to the first presenter and Synthflow to be able to do the demos. So Sasson, if you're ready, please.
Yes, absolutely.
You can take over the presentation.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Renato. It was super insightful, exciting topics. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, please introduce yourself a little bit on you, since I think some people may be super interested.
Absolutely. I prepared some slides, and then we also go into the nice demo. Sharing my screen. All right. Cool. Yeah. Hey everyone. Thanks, Renato, for the invitation. Yeah, I'm Sassoon. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Synthflow. And at Synthflow, what we basically do is we put AI on the phone. So everybody of you know probably the text chatbots and ChatGPT and all the other applications. What we do, and here's my founding team, we do AI. We put AI on the phone, right? So when you call a telephone number or you get a call, then you are essentially talking to an AI that sounds superhuman and is also able to execute tasks. And yeah, here are my co-founders, and I'm here the CTO, taking care of the infra and tech side of things. But let's go into the fun part, where I would like to talk a little bit more about the use cases that we handle with this AI phone calling solution. Mostly there are two different use cases that we see that are currently taking off really strongly. One is like the AI phone calling receptionist. You know probably the cases where you call a doctor or you call an phone number, which is supposedly a hotline. Then in our case, we do end-to-end intake of the leads, right? You call a hotline, a receptionist is usually picking up, in that case, the receptionist is an AI, right? And it could be in hospitality space, it could be for appointment bookings in a hotel, but also in like different other use cases, like in a health sector, canceling flights, filling insurance claims, mortgage and payments, as well as troubleshooting for like software products. Obviously, our tool is also not only used where a human is calling a phone number, but also where the AI is doing an outbound phone call. And those are mostly sales use cases. So our businesses, and we have more than 1,000 businesses in US currently, are using also our platform to call their leads. It's either for dormant lead revival, for lead qualifications, for appointment bookings, lead generation in general, market research, and also upselling. And here's one of the use cases of a company. This is a late stage startup company with more than 200 employees in the health tech space. And they used Synflow's voice AI system to replace the receptionist, right? And in that case, we could increase the scheduling efficiency. As you know, you call the receptionist and then you are basically trying to book an appointment, right? You are discussing about the certain dates where you are available. And this AI is taking care of all the processes here. So they could decrease the scheduling or increase the scheduling efficiency and book more appointments effectively, putting the AI behind this process and having this on autopilot, as well as reducing no-shows, because before the appointment starts, they have implemented a workflow, which I will show you in a bit, where they call up the person that has to attend the appointment and just remind the person that, hey, at 5 p.m. tomorrow you have this appointment, don't forget about it, or do you want to reschedule? And they have drastically decreased the no-shows, which is like an immediate return on investment, right? Let me go further down. This is our platform here. I want to give you a sneak peek now. I will share here my screen, and I also need to share the sound. This is our platform here. We have a no-code approach, so you don't need to be really a developer or someone that is like deep in technical stuff. If you want to create this AI, this voice AI, you can do that via drag and drop, simply changing some adjustments here, and then you have your voice agent that works for you, right? In this case, this is here a mortgage lead qualification AI assistant. And without like much further ado, I would just give it a try, and you can see it real in action. So I'm doing the call now.
Hello, I'm Emma from Southwest Mortgage Corporation. I'd love to discuss your mortgage needs. Do you have a moment to talk?
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk.
Great. Have you given any thought to your home financing needs yet? Or are you looking for some guidance on what might suit you best?
I need some guidance.
Of course. Are you considering buying a new home or refinancing an existing mortgage?
I would like to refinance, actually. I have an existing home already.
Perfect. Do you have an idea of what you're aiming for with your refinance?
So I can talk on and on, but basically what you saw is this AI agent sounds superhuman, right? It's super snappy, it's super fast, low latency, and it's basically qualifying all the data that is required for making a loan proposal in this case. And this whole process can be automated. Obviously, I showed you just here the web version on this. This is also working on the phone, which is the main business case here for us. I think one thing, and then I will stop sharing, is we see that businesses, they not only want an AI to talk, they want that the AI, as Renato mentioned before, also takes actions. So to have this agent behavior, right? And for that, we have implemented, oh, I need to move this. We have implemented this workflow action. This is an AI agent workflow action here. So you can program very easily, again, in a no-code manner, a flow. So once a deal is added to HubSpot, we make an AI phone call with Synflow. After the phone call is done, we will analyze the call transcript and see if the lead has high intent. If he has high intent in buying this house, we will send a Slack message to the responsible coworker. If not, we will update the Google Sheet with the leads, and you get the idea here. Similar to Zapier or other workflow automation tools, you can here basically program what the AI should execute after the call is done. And by this, you can have an end-to-end process basically of an AI doing these tasks and also updating the CRM, updating the Google Sheets, sending automatically a Calendly invite via an email, right? This is quite powerful. And if you put this end-to-end on autopilot, this can like automate the whole process really from start to end. Yeah, that's about it. Our platform is super extensive. There's many more things I could show you. We have here obviously a lot of analytics that goes on after the call is done. You see like really fine-grained details, as well as the call recording. You see the transcript of the call and bunch of other stuff that is all super easy accessible via our platform. And then as well as the actions, right? You can also program the AI to send an SMS, the real-time appointment booking, transfer to a human, extract information, and a bunch of other things. Yeah, that's in short about our platform. I highly encourage everyone to just give it a try. We have a free trial as well. You can give it a try, sign up. We're also happy to help you and onboard you if there are any questions. And we have also a strong partner network of people that are really certified and experts of Synflow. So if you don't want to bother investing too much time to set everything up from yourself, you can also hire great experts to do that for you. Yeah, that's in short about it. Happy to answer any further questions.
Thank you, Sason. Really great demo. So we'll keep the questions on the chat, and then at the end of the demo, so I'll pass it on to Pronix. So let me know, Kishore, who will be from your team, the person presenting.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Shivani and Rohit. Can you be able to kind of share the screen and then start the demos?
Yeah, okay, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Shivani. I'm currently working as an AI developer at Pronix. So I'll be demoing today on a travel assistant chatbot. Its objective is to enhance the users to book tickets, modify booking, cancel booking, and fetch booking details. So the user will be having a conversation with the AI in a natural language. So I'll just quickly start with the demo. The user will be connecting with the agent in a web channel. So these are the tasks where the travel assistant will be performing. User. The user prompts the virtual assistant with the prompt, I want to schedule a flight. Then this intent, this pilot task will be triggered, and the VA will provide the digital form. So we can train the NLP with multiple utterances because there will be n number of possibilities of users giving multiple utterances, and the VA will respond with a digital form. So this can be done in multiple ways. Like explicitly, it can ask for first name, email ID, and the boarding city, the destination city. But I've incorporated in one digital form to be user friendly, so that the user can submit the details. Just test. And we'll be having validation rules for every field. Just in case if the user enters a number which is not matching the area code, then it provides invalid phone number. So we can just type in with this number. And Yeah. And there's a validation rule for the date of travel also. If the user enters earlier than the current date, then it prompts the error saying that the date of travel should be greater than the current date. This is use case specific. It totally depends upon the requirements of the business use case. And then when the user clicks on the submit, these details will be sent to the client database using the post API call, and then these from the code.ai platform. So the virtual assistant will be asking for the confirmation whether these details filled in by the user are correct or not, and then let's go with the positive scenarios. Let's say yes, and this is a success message saying that a user has successfully booked a flight from Boston to New York on the particular date with the user mentioned. So this is one scenario where the user wants to book a flight. This might be not practical scenario, because in practical scenarios we might the application might be looking for the availability of the flight, but for that we need to call give an API call to the actual airline application. This is just a test use case. So. We have one more scenario where we'll fetch the booking details using the same phone number. I'll just so we can just give the same phone number. We just check in if so the VA asks for the confirmation. We'll just say yes, and then our details have been successfully submitted. So we can just see. And this is an NPS survey. So this is one of the feature in the platform itself. We can add the NPS survey. Let's say the user is giving a negative feedback, or let's say 3. So the VA gives a generative AI response. This will be changing for every chat conversation. I'll just say test. So this is one scenario. And the other one is we can modify the booking. Let's say I want to change the destination from New York to Charlotte. So it gives the list of bookings the user has done using this phone number. And now we can change. We have multiple sub scenarios under this modify booking. We have cancel booking, change date, and change location. Let's just say we are changing the location. The VA prompts ask the users whether to change the departure city or destination. I'm going with the destination. Say it's now just to cross check, we'll just fetch the same details. So the details have been updated from Charlotte to Boston. So this is about it.
So Shivani, can you talk about the technology behind these bots or agents, virtual agents?
Yeah. Should I just go like
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the workthrough would be
So folks, these are all developed using Code.ai platform. So Code.ai is Gartner #1 conversation AI and Gen AI platform. So these virtual assistants, in terms of the conversations through the digital channel, right now you're seeing digital. So you can develop AI chatbots using conversation AI and Gen AI. So the data that she is generating behind the scenes from the bot based on the intents, based on the user actions, are coming from the Gen AI. But the actual conversations are being handled by the conversation AI nodes. Go ahead, Shiva.
Yeah, so the dialogue tasks which I've shown, like the tasks which are like the booking details or modify booking details. So we've created for each and every task, we've created a dialogue task for it, and in that we have different nodes in it. So through API calls, these details are stored in the client's database. So for the demo purpose, I've used mock API where we'll just give the post request and add the URL over here. We'll have different nodes over here, like Gen AI node, a Gen AI prompt. We have entity nodes for capturing the data from the users, and we have different data types in the entity nodes. And we have, as we have seen, this confirmation node whether the user has entered the correct prompt or not. And we have also, we can train, I've mentioned about the utterances. We can train this NLP by adding multiple utterances over here. We can add patterns like these. So we can generate multiple utterances using generative AI. So this we have to add the OpenAI tokens over here so that we can add multiple utterances in this for every intent. So this is about it. We can add bot synonyms. We can have we can add concepts, traits. In this core AI platform, what I've demoed is the automation AI. We do have like multiple suite of products like contact center AI, agent AI under one umbrella. So I'll just give a quick demo on contact center AI. We're just working on a POC project. Just So the use case over here is the user will be calling an agent to get a certificate of analysis, and the agent will be confirming the user with the batch number, making an API call. And if the user exists, then the email is sent. The certificate is sent through an email to the user. So this is one use case. The other use case is when a user is trying to reorder a product. If the user is an existing customer, so this is a voice conversation. I'll just quickly.
Hello. Welcome to GFC Contact Center AI. How can I help you today?
Where can I get a certificate of analysis?
Your certificate of analysis will be sent to. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Sorry, I think.
So we are developing this for one of the chemical manufacturing company. It's a live bot, actually in a development stage. So it's basically voice bot. So they have incoming calls, huge traffic of incoming calls coming in for the customer service support. So they have frequently asked questions, and these are some of the scenarios where they have huge volume of calls. So they're automating those inbound calls using these voice flow using Code.ai platform. So
Yeah.
So, Kishore, I think we're good on time.
okay.
So, yeah, you guys.
Okay. So I'll just pass it to my friend Rohit, my colleague Rohit. So about Search AI. So yeah.
Do you have some more time, Renato?
I think we can move on. Yes. Thanks for
Okay.
the demos.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you. So then we'll pass it on to Very from Cubos.
Yes. Hi guys. Thanks for the demonstrations and thanks for having me. I'm Very from Kubus. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a CEO at Kubus, which is a software developer. So we launched different products over the years. And tonight I'm here to show you our latest launch, which is Kipo. And I think the best way of showing you is showing you, right? So I don't have a presentation, but I have the product itself. So basically, Kipo is here with us tonight in this call, which is an agent that is transcripting our talk here, our conversation, but not as a bot, but here as a extension. I hope you can see just in the screens. Can you see it? And get some feedback.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
basically, Kipo is focused on sales teams as well. So I can get opportunity here from my CRM. Let's say we're trying to sell something to Liam. And I have different ways to deal with these meetings. So I have a meeting model, in this case, Kipo demo. And it will help the salesperson to follow some guidance to make the sales. And every single topic that we expect to get from this conversation will be the transcript, and people will try to answer these questions. So the sales team will focus on the conversation and not on taking notes or handling manually after the meeting. Once this meeting is over and thing is fulfilled here, that's when the magic happens, right? So from this point, it's just take notes. So just the tip of the iceberg for us. As long as we finish the meeting, and by saying goodbye and going to the platform, we're going to see then people actually working. And here for the manager, we have three different important parts, right? Once I finish the meeting, I can go to the transcription of the meeting, have some information, and I'll show you guys like just in a bit how it works. But as a manager, I can see how my team is performing, how the people is performing, right? By seeing who is using the perfect pitch here and who is not using, based on some different topics we are always, keepers always listening to. And I can go to the meeting that Adriani take. For some point, I see that Adriani is doing really good in her part, and I want to understand why she's doing that, so I can see actually that meeting that she went with the summary of it. I can talk with this transcription, with this conversation. So Adriani as well can do that, and she can remember how was the meeting, or ask for people to take some email, to write an email or a message that she can send. And she can also see the informations that were taking notes based on our meeting models. And just by clicking here, will be topic by topic synced with the CRM, now integrated with HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive, Piperun, Plumes, and all of the three ones. And apart from that, not just speeding up Adriani's work, but also giving Adriani feedbacks about how she is doing this sales meetings, how she can perform better and improve the speech, and also how hot is this lead, how is the lead performing. The good bit here is, as she is speaking, not actually just talking and listening, the client not taking notes, but keeper's taking notes. Keeper is always listening to competitors, objections, and how the speech is going, meeting by meeting, right? So when you put all this meeting together, we have like really good information, not just about the team, but also about objections and how these objections being dealing with, and competitors. So in these meetings, I can see that pipe track with a fake competitor here, just for the case of the demo. We can see what the positive things they're talking about, and the negative things and neutral things our leads are talking about our competitors, and why they're saying that. So not just quantity or not just numerically data, but also quality data. So what they're talking about and why they're talking about it. So Keepo is working on speeding up conversations, speeding up work, and not losing any data, right? Because a conversation is unstructured data. And with Keepo, we can structure it and use it for our benefit of product position, handling new ways of selling, and empowering your team of sales to perform better. Not only in online meetings now, we're also dealing with presential, like on-premise meetings, right? And SMS is coming up soon as well. So not losing any sales data, especially when talking to leads. So basically that's
Awesome.
people.
Thank you, very appreciate it. So yeah, if you see this and an agent that can help you optimize your sales process and teams and be more actionable. So I'll pass it on to Tom for the panel. Tom, go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Renato. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so at this point, I'll ask those who are attending, if you have any specific questions for the panel, feel free to put it in the chat. But we do have a couple of questions in advance of any attendee questions. So I think the first question I'll ask is really for the entire panel, for Kishore and Renato and Sasson. And the question is, what advice would you give someone just beginning their journey with AI in business? And maybe I'll ask Kishore to start us off there.
Yeah, if maybe people can start, the panelists can come in off mute, and then just do let's do a quick intro. If you don't mind, Kishore and Sasson, I think you guys please go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much. Pleasure to be on the panel. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Renato, for inviting us. So myself, Kishore, I'm a CEO of Pronix Inc. We are a US-based IT services company, primarily working on AI solutions, building AI automations, AI agents, and AI virtual assistants for various enterprises, small to mid-range and large. We partnered with the Code.ai. We are also partnered with Microsoft and SAP, especially on building AI solutions. So back to the question from Thomas, how companies can leverage AI solutions. It's basically, especially conversational AI and Gen AI. That's where our focus is mainly, and I think the industry is going towards. So in terms of conversational AI, any human-to-human interactions or human-to-machine interactions can be completely automated for simple, repeated, mundane tasks that it usually takes, 70 to 80% of our time can be automated using conversational engine AI. So how it can be done? There are a couple of things that we normally see and advocate customers. So one is data preparation, right? So data silos. So a lot of companies, they have data in different stages, right? So if you want to build successful AI agents, you need to have well integrated data. And also the lot of fear in the companies, job displacements, and there's a lot of resistance in adopting AI tools, right? So you need to train the employees. So it's actually helping humans or the workers to be able to amend that regularly. I mean, however we use Excel and different tool sets for our day-to-day job. So AI is also just another tool set. So that's another aspect. And expertise, there's a lot of limited talent available. So you need to build, showcase expertise. Maybe you can start with the small scale AI agents as a pilots. That's what we've been doing with a lot of companies that are showing resistance. So show some quick wins and a quick ROI. So that is another way to get started. And partner with the specialists. For example, we partner with the Code.ai, Microsoft, SAP. So with the partners, we can really learn a lot of good features from the platforms. Obviously, we are also one of the customer for Synthflow. We're using for our sales enablement, for outbound sales enablement. So great to see the live demo, and also establishing AI ethics. A lot of companies, there's a lot of regulatory and compliance issues. So we need to really create a framework for addressing those ethics and compliance. So those are the few starters for companies to embark on the AI journey.
Thank you, Kishore. Sasson, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, just let me introduce you myself again, just quickly. I'm Sasson. I'm the CTO, co-founder of Synthflow. At Synthflow, we create a platform so you can create voice AI agents. Just last month, we had more than 1.4 million AI phone calls, and we have more than 2,000 customers, mainly in US. And yeah, Kishore, I think, has put it really on point. I think it's important if you get started, you should maybe start with a use case that in a traditional world, an intern could also do, right? Don't start with a task that, I don't know, you need to have an MBA or something and be like highly qualified. Start with something that is like low level, an intern can do, and then optimize that workflow before going for like rather complex workflows and tasks. I think that's definitely a good starting point. And yeah, working with partners is definitely also a great idea because you can leverage their knowledge and their experience, because there are a lot of nuances in like prompt engineering and how to work with different LLMs where it has a learning curve for sure.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan. Renato?
Yeah, I think what the definitely Sasson and Kishore have said is very agreeable. I think I think we always try to start with having your clear vision of what you're trying to accomplish, and then having like, okay, kind of like that core business problem that you want to solve for in a way that is like small enough to validate what you're trying to accomplish, and then iterate, right? So then just deploy an first iteration of that solution, of that AI agent that can execute a simple set of tasks, and then start adding the complexity as you move along, kind of like following the kind of like model of like having a POC to an MVP and then to a production system. So definitely for anybody interested, that's basically what we do at Nebulai. We can help you identify that business problem, that solution that you can get the most bang for your buck, when it comes to like a business problem that you're facing, or maybe something that could be automatically done by an AI agent or a set of agents. And then we can partner with as the team here that is part of the panel. But definitely, I think those are kind of like the steps. And always, I guess going back to Safe AI, think about the type of data that you're going to use for the agent. So that is data that has been curated, because the data at the end of the day is going to ground the AI agent to provide good answers. So
thank you, Renato. So Renato, I'll stay with you. So how can startups and small businesses compete with larger organizations in leveraging AI agents?
Yeah, I think startups and small businesses, I think, it's an interesting time because AI is kind of like giving access to, like, I think similar to what was happening with the cloud, right? When cloud came out, a lot of organizations, only Fortune 1000 companies were able to afford like very sophisticated data centers and things like that. When cloud came out, it democratized access to, let's say, high-end computing, so that anybody can just deploy any type of service on a cloud provider. Now with AI, I think the similar process is happening where now everybody, even a small business, could deploy AI agents to be super efficient, to be able to execute tasks or solve on multiple use cases. For example, like we created several AI agents that uses multiple tool sets, but basically an AI agent for finance, for example, that can help you identify invoices or do matching between invoices and POs for reduce the fraud that may happen, or maybe just make sure that the accounting happens in the right way and integrating that into an ERP system, for example. Then, or a sales agent that can help you prospecting leads, or a customer service agent that can answer phone calls, text messages, and emails from your customers 24/7, 365 days per week. Those are just some examples, I think, that could be used by any type of small business. And the platforms that we presented today basically can help you accomplish that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So I think there is some questions in the chat. So one question I'm seeing here: how easily can AI be incorporated with other applications that the company may already have? As an example, SharePoint or ERP, or maybe even CRM. So maybe Kishore, I'll let you take the first swing at that one.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a absolutely no-brainer, because if you leverage the platforms that are available, for example, Code.ai or even Microsoft, so there are a lot of out-of-the-box integrations available with all of these regular tools, SharePoint or OneDrive or Dropbox or whatever the document storage, whatever the CRMs, popular CRMs, I'm talking about HubSpot, Salesforce, so popular ERPs, popular content management tools, popular voice tools, IVRs. So the list goes on, right? So across multiple industries, there are specialized tools, banking, healthcare, finance, insurance. So all of these verticals, they have, Workday, for example, HR, recruiting tools. So all of these are standard tool sets. So the platforms nowadays available are coming up with out-of-the-box integrations. But that's not the only one. As long as the application has a REST API enabled, you can integrate any application with the no-code, low-code platforms. So it takes, hardly a day or two to just plug in and start incorporating within AI workflows or AI agentic flows. So yeah.
Excellent. So kind of as a follow-up to that, so Kishore, what common pitfalls do you see when folks are looking to deploy AI agents?
If they're leveraging the standard SaaS no-code, low-code tools, for example, you have the proven synth flows, code.ai, the pitfalls are very minimal, but a lot of companies, what they're trying to do is try to build the homegrown native coding mindset to build these AI agents. So that's where the pitfalls are coming, actually. So they're not standardizing. So they don't have the standardized AI framework. They don't have the guardrails. They don't have the ways to avoid the hallucinations. They don't have the ways to put the security in place. So these are all the couple of pitfalls we're able to see. The AI agents are falling apart, and also the quality. Testing the quality of these LLMs. You need the model training, right? So the proper training to the models, either in-house models or the open source models or licensed models. So the proper guardrails, proper security, and proper performance tuning in terms of the volume and the size, and also the conversation AI, right? So recognizing intents, recognizing multiple dialects, recognizing the language. So all of these are the common pitfalls that we see across. So if you take care of those as a established framework in the beginning, then I think you're actually up for success.
Excellent, thank you. So Sasan, you had mentioned just a moment ago, the number of calls and the number of clients that Synthflow has. So maybe would you be comfortable sharing some examples of successful AI agent implementations and what made them successful?
Yes, great question. I think the best use cases are always the ones where the people who created this AI agent have really deeply thought about like what return on investment, what KPI do I want to achieve, and how do I do that? And one that amazed me quite a lot was a webinar reminder agent. So similar to this one, right? There was a huge webinar executed by this company, and they had usually 50% no-show rates. And what they have done is that they took the phone number when someone registered for the webinar, and then they gave that participant a call before the webinar started, like 3 hours before, right? And then imagine you get a phone call from an AI that sounds superhuman and is super friendly and just saying like, hey, Sasun, right? Remember you signed up for the super exciting webinar where we'll talk about XYZ. Make sure to attend. We will give you a discount. There will be some cool things shared, etc. If you get that phone call and pick up, like you have really the urge to attend, right? It's really warming you up. And he saw basically in his KPIs of tracking the no-shows, like significant improvements. I shared one of the case studies here, but in this case, it was like 70% increase of that. And those are really great things, right? Where you really deeply think about, okay, what KPI do I want to improve? In that case, it was like reducing no-shows, and then you build your use case on top of that goal. And we have many more such cases, but this one was something that I could relate to quite a lot.
Awesome, appreciate that.
We could use that technology, right? Because I mean, that's normally what people see in the industry. Like 50% no-shows for a webinar is like typical. But yeah, I think it's something that definitely it's a great idea. Like we should do it tomorrow. Yes.
So I want to be sensitive to the time. We've got about 40 seconds left and counting. So if we did not get to answer your calls in the chat, we will contact you offline. But maybe at this point, I'll just turn it back to Renato for a close. We can take it from there.
Yes, so thank you. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And as you see, let me share the screen again, just super quick. So from our side at Nebulai, we like I mentioned, we created several agents that can help you get started quick. So a finance agent that can help you automate analytics and fraud detection when it comes to invoice processing. Agent that can help you with recruiting. For example, like instead of the webinar idea, like think about an agent that can help you prospect potential candidates you're gonna interview for a new position and do a first screening kind of thing. A agent that can help you do support basically 24/7, 365 days, multi-channel, email, text, voice, and so on, and it can integrate into your ticketing systems and things like that. So it can handle basically tier 1 support type of things. And then a agent that can help you prospect leads and sales basically to help you with those lead validations and then pass it on to a sales team that can nurture them. So those are kind of like some of the things. And then just to close out, I guess we can definitely, we'll drop my email there on the chat window so that you guys can book a time with us. And then the link to our calendar so that you can also, if you want to book a meeting with us, definitely happy to meet with anybody that has an idea or wants to pursue a project with related to AI agents. So yeah, let us know there. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for connecting today. So have a good day, guys. Thanks
Thank you, everyone.
presenters.
Thank you, Renato. Thank you, Renato.